What's up everyone, my name's Delyn and this is DelynTech. This channel is all about my favorite tech and smart home tech that I use every day to make my life easier and more efficient. And we're really excited. This is our very first video and we're excited to kick off this channel. Now, I had about 100 million ideas running through my mind of ways that we can kick this thing off, and I figured what better way to start this thing off than with a tour of our smart home. So we're out here out front of our house, as you can tell, and I'm not going to open the garage. It's a little bit of a mess right now, but inside our garage, we have a smart garage door opener. So I can actually tell Siri through my watch or through my phone, or even just have it automatically open when we get home, stuff like that. Siri, open the garage door. For security, we have an Aqara G2H camera in there, just keeping an eye on things. And I also have a water leak sensor in there. Just in case we have a leak at our water heater, we can actually know that that's happening. So let's head up to the front door. So on our front patio, we actually have a few things. So I have a UFI security cam right here, keeping an eye on the driveway. And that's going to see anyone that walks up this path. But then when they get to our door, we also have the Wemo video doorbell. Now, I had the Logitech Circle View doorbell at our last house, and I liked it. It was great, overheated quite a bit, and I just figured why not install this thing and see what's different about it. So the cool thing about this is it actually shows our entire front porch. It's got a fisheye lens on it, so it can see all the way to this corner over here, all the way to the edge of our porch. And if we have Amazon packages or whatever, it can see them. It'll let us know. I have well, let's start up here. I have a Philips Hue bulb up in our front porch light. I also have one on our back porch light. And then my personal favorite thing that we have is the Schlage Encode Plus. Now, by now, if you haven't seen this thing and you're interested in smart home tech, this is where you should start. So the Schlage Encode Plus has what's called HomeKit, and if you have an Apple iPhone, you can actually use your watch and your phone to unlock this thing. So with that, let's jump inside and see what else is going on. So we are here in the foyer, and I don't have a ton going on in the foyer, but I did want to point out a couple things. So right here we have an Aqara door and window sensor, and I won't spend a ton of time on it, but I do want to mention it because I have these on all of our entry doors. And the reason for that is not only for home automation, so when we open this door, these lights come on, but more importantly, it's a security system. So if this door opens when it's not supposed to, like at night or when we're away, we actually get a notification. It blows up our phones. Me and my wife's phones get the notification, so we all know what's going on. In my opinion, that is one of the key features of a smart home, is security. So I wanted to make sure that we got those on quick, and so that's what we did. So other than that, we don't have a lot going on in the foyer. These lights, the foyer and the stairs lights, are both automated by smart switches, and we'll get to those in a minute. But around here, if we turn around, I wanted to point out I do have an Aqara motion sensor. I have one here and I have one in the stairwell, and the reason for that is for pure automation. When we walk in this doorway or walk down the stairs, one of those motion sensors, depending on which way we're going, is going to catch us, turn these lights on in the hallway, and it'll turn them off again after 2 minutes. So that gives us time to get through the foyer, up the stairs, or vice versa, and then they'll go off automatically, so we don't have to do all that. And I actually have those running with a smart switch here, and so that brings us into the kitchen. Right here I have a 3-gang box of smart switches, and one controls the foyer, one controls the kitchen, and then this middle one controls the dining room. So the ones for the kitchen and the foyer are 3-way switches. So this one actually allows me to have one smart switch to control both sides. So when that one turns off or on, it actually updates this one. So the Aqara one is just a 1-way switch. It just controls the dining room lights. And I have the foyer automated. I've already shown you that, but I don't have our kitchen lights very automated, just because I don't want those going off at any time while we're cooking or anything. But really the only other things I want to talk about in here, I don't have a lot, but in the pantry here, I have a motion light switch. So essentially what's going to happen is that door opens, it catches motion, it turns the lights on, and then you can set it for 1, 5, or 10 minute intervals of if it doesn't detect motion within that time frame, it'll turn off automatically. So perfect for our pantry. We also have one in our laundry room upstairs. So the only other thing in here is I have under our sink, I have a Aqara water leak sensor. That's pretty self-explanatory. If there's a leak, it's going to alert our phones, let us know, hey, you have a water leak in the kitchen. We can get that water turned off or do what we need to do, and we know it's happened. We don't come home to a surprise in our kitchen. So that's a must-have, I would think. So moving right along into our living room. The first thing I'll point you to is actually the Ecobee thermostat. Now these things are really cool. Not only is it a thermostat, it's a smart thermostat I can control from my phone. We can tell Siri to change it. You can set these up with Alexa. It also has AirPlay 2 built in. So if you're an Apple fan, you might know what that means. Essentially what that means is I can play music from my phone. I can play a podcast. It has a speaker that will allow me to play media from that thing. And why would I play music from a thermostat? Well, we actually have one upstairs as well, and it's in an area that we don't have any other speakers or HomePods or anything like that. So it just kind of gives a whole house effect. And the last thing I'll say about the Ecobee is they have these little sensors that you can put in a room that doesn't have a thermostat, and that is going to talk to the thermostat for that area. Those sensors almost make it completely worth it just to get this brand of Ecobee. Has Siri built in, so I can talk to it. So like in the hallway upstairs, we have Siri right there. We can control our smart home devices. And then I have a lamp right here, and all the lamps in this room have Philips Hue bulbs. So as we move over here, I have my Samsung TV up here mounted on the wall. And on that, I have an Apple TV 4K. So I can tell Siri to play something. I can tell Siri to turn the TV on or off. It's just a smart home must. And in a future video, I'm actually going to give you a few reasons why you should absolutely have an Apple TV if you're building an Apple HomeKit home. So if you're interested in that, hit the subscribe button and click the bell so you get the notification. But what you see is I have two HomePod minis over here. So these HomePod minis actually serve as our TV speakers. Whether we're playing through the Apple TV or through the actual TV itself, the audio comes through those speakers, and that not only allows me to have great audio and great sound in our entertainment system, but it also allows us to control the volume of the TV from our phones. It allows us to play and pause using Siri. It allows me to just be able to turn the volume up or down on the actual device. So it's really great. Those HomePod minis are perfect and they sound fantastic. So that's the living room. We have our back door here, and on that door, just like our other entrance doors, we have the Aqara door and window sensor. And that's just keeping us secure, obviously, and letting us know if it opens when it's not supposed to. Yeah, so that does it for our living room. The next room is actually my favorite room, and as you can imagine, probably a lot more tech in there because it's actually my office. So let's jump in there and check it out. All right, so we're here in my office, and this is where I spend a lot of my time. And as you can imagine, there's so much more tech going on in here than most of the house. But the first thing I want to talk about is actually the door handle. So we have these on my office and my wife's office. Why we love these things is they actually have thumbprint sensors built into them. So we have a lot of expensive and potentially dangerous equipment, and we have two toddlers. So basically that's going to allow us to keep our kids from going into our offices where they could get hurt or break something. Not smart home technically, but smart home to me. So as we come in the office, the first thing I'll talk about is this corner. I don't have a lot going on, but I have another Philips Hue bulb in here in my office. And I have an Aqara button right here allowing me to control the lights in here. My wife's absolute least favorite piece of technology that I've ever bought, SwitchBot blind tilt. So this just came out not long ago. All it does is it twists this wand open and closed automatically. If I set a certain scene, or at 7 a.m. it'll open the blinds, at 7:30 p.m. it'll close them. So probably one of my least necessary purchases, but still one of my favorites. So moving right along in my work area. So this is where we have a lot of stuff going on. So I have a HomePod Mini over here. Obviously, we love HomePod Minis. An Amazon Echo Dot, where I can use Alexa to control some things. And I have a Google Home Hub Max. Moving over here, I actually just want to talk about my video light. So this is just a dumb key light. I think I got this thing for like 99 bucks. I actually made that smart just by plugging it into a smart plug. This is a Govee floor lamp, which I love, but is currently not working. It stopped working, so I reached out to Govee, so they're gonna send out a new one to me, so should be getting that anytime now. Moving over, I have my wall-mounted iPad. So we got an iPad Mini 6. How it's mounted is just I got these off of AliExpress. I think I got like 20 of them. And that's just for MagSafe, so you can put those anywhere. So you can put your phone or any MagSafe device. Obviously, the iPad Mini is not MagSafe itself, but I found this MagSafe magnet to put on there. Makes it just like a magnet. That allows me to grab it and go when I need to, and I can put it up here and use it as a wall-mounted iPad when I want to. So I have an Aqara motion sensor, and that is actually capturing my motion and turning this iPad on whenever it detects motion. So Aqara button, can't have too many buttons, and this is just controlling my lights and my scenes in my office. So that's pretty much what I got going on in my office. So with that, let's head upstairs and see what we got going on upstairs. This is actually one of my favorite areas. So right here at the top of the stairs, I have a 2-gang box. These are both smart switches. And we have the stair lights automated. I haven't yet automated this light, but we're gonna get there at some point. This is where I have my ceiling mounted TV. And I'm gonna probably do a video on just that, but essentially what I have is this TV mount. What I did is I mounted an Apple TV, connected the Apple TV to it, and when the Apple TV turns on, it turns on this TV, which is a HomeKit enabled TV, and when that TV turns on, it has an automation. It tells the switch bot to push the down button on the remote. And it also has, when you turn it off, it has a switch bot on the up button that turns it up, that puts it up. So definitely one of my favorite automations, one of the coolest things. I've always wanted to have a ceiling mounted TV that is motorized, so there we go. And it was my wife's idea, so that's even better. So moving into our bedroom. And we don't have a ton going on in here. First thing we have another lamp, and why not put a smart bulb in it? So we get another Philips Hue bulb in there. Really don't have a whole lot going on over here. I do have one of those Ecobee sensors up here, and this is just keeping our bedroom connected to that Ecobee thermostat that we have upstairs. Over on my side, I have a HomePod Mini, and I have, it's not smart home related, but I have a really cool charging thing that basically charges all my devices at once and looks really nice. But now the closet is where I've actually set up some cool automation. So when you open this door, I have a few different automations going on. Obviously, you saw the light just came on. As we go in here, I have an Aqara door and window sensor right here, and then I have an Aqara light switch. Now, why I love the Aqara light switches and where I would like to use them the most is when I'm using another Aqara device, or in this case, I also have an Aqara motion sensor up here. That's going to connect very rapidly because they're all on the same bridge, they're all on the same hub, they're all in the same ecosystem, so they're going to communicate really well. So essentially, when this door opens, it's going to turn the light on, and then I have in the Aqara app an automation that says, if this motion sensor doesn't sense motion for 2 minutes, turn the light off. If it senses motion, it's just not going to do anything, but after 2 minutes of no motion, it's going to turn the light off. So as we come in here, I actually have an Echo Show over here on my dresser, and when I open this closet door between 5 a.m. and 7:30 a.m., it will trigger my Echo Show to tell me what the weather is, show me what the weather is, and then it'll only do that once, and then it'll pause that automation for 6 hours. So gets me out of that time frame, and it doesn't happen every time we open the door. Moving out of our bedroom, there's not a ton going on up here other than what we've talked about. Our laundry room, we have one of those motion sensors like we talked about earlier. In the hallway, I have that Ecobee thermostat, which we already talked about earlier, but down here is my wife's office, and I really want to show you a couple things in there. So let's hop into my wife's office and check out what's going on in there. All right, so we're here in my wife's office, and like I said, she's got some stuff in here that we want to protect. So we got that thumbprint door handle on her door. When her door opens, it turns that lamp on. And then I have an Aqara motion sensor over here on her shelf, and that's basically going to say if there's no motion for a certain amount of time, turn the lamp off. That way it's just not always on. Yeah, so this is her office, and this gets the job done. All right, so that pretty much does it for Smart Home Tour 1.0. So was there anything in the video that you saw that you just have to know more about? If so, drop it in the comments, and maybe we can make a video about that in the future. I have a lot planned for this channel, so thank you for checking this video out. Please hit the subscribe button if any of this interests you. We're going to be doing a lot with tech reviews, smart home reviews, smart home tutorials, unboxings. I'm going to be doing a lot of shorts on here of stuff, so hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one.